Alright, hello everybody, welcome to Children of Rath. The pre-show has killed the DM, so don't worry about it. I'll be fine, probably.
You just need some more meteor shawarma.
Yeah, meteor shawarma.
Would you like chicken in your meteor shawarma, or like
like beef or lamb? I don't
It's
know.
probably lamb, right? It's shawarma.
I think shawarma is normally lamb. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess you could do like combo meat.
put all the meats in it?
Just like a giant ball of meat that falls to the sky and crushes people. It explodes because it's meteor shawarma, but then you just have like toasted meat over like a 10-foot radius.
Yeah, an apocalyptic crater, you know.
Yeah, so, you know...
Of meat!
Of meat! God.
So fine, so fine.
I don't see a podcast where this is like probably a thing
I
I would
can't
happen.
heal you.
You're killing me.
We're killing you, Smalls.
I haven't even started yet.
I know, we haven't even started. You're killing me. Alright, so, yeah. Children of Rath. It's, we're playing D&D. We're in a Magic the Gathering universe. We're in Dominaria. If you missed the last week, they're in, Orvada. Technically, they're in the nation of Orvada, on the island of Wallasa, in the city of Orvada, which happens to be the, largest city / capital of Orvada. Just...
Orvada.
Yeah. Which I believe I was just calling it Orvada City. I think I was referring to it just to, have it less confusing. Though
So we're in the OC?
You're in the OC. You're in the OC!
OC, baby.
Oh, God. Anyway, last time, you arrived in the city, and you had misadventures as you normally do. Such great things as, going to the outrageous hat, where there was an outrageous hat on a mummified body, and you, flipped coins into a little, glass.
Drinking glass.
Drinking glass in front of it after taking a shot. I'm getting a little bit of echo from someone, I don't know who.
Yeah, two of us got lucky.
Sorry.
Some of us didn't.
Yeah. And
two other people got lucky in another way.
Yes. There was some dancing. There was some drugs, because you went and got, a pound of weed for very cheap, because I actually...
No, they got a pound and a half.
Oh, that's right, they got a pound and a half. And I actually, sourced out the numbers stupidly appropriate for how much, tobacco would be. And I compared it to tobacco in this country. So, there you go. Anyway, so your plans are to meet with Irune Vance of the Vance merchant family, who is the leader of his merchant family, at least in paper, and also a teacher at Tolarian Academy, Orvada, the Orvada campus. And you're hoping that Nim will arrange to meet with him at the academy, because, as Nim said, he's a man of many hats, and depending on the hat that he is wearing, depends on the attitude he will have. But Nim will be meeting with you tomorrow morning. I'm guessing you will all settle into the red hat next to the outrageous hat, the tavern and inn with similar sounding names that are technically not directly related, only sort of related.
Aren't they next door to each other?
They are literally next door to each other and have very similar names.
A lot of hats pop this time.
We just need a third hat place, and we can have a hat trick. That died.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna touch that one with a 90-foot pole.
Wow.
What about a 10-foot pole?
No, unless I'm looking for a trap. I mean, that was a trap. I should have had my 10-foot pole out. Anyway, God, you guys got me coughing and it's not stopping.
Oh.
Laughing hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Even smiling makes his face ache.
Yeah, I know. Happiness. Ugh. So the night will go, and you'll head down and probably go to the Outrageous Hat for breakfast, since that's probably the closest place that serves food.
Do I wake up as myself?
Sure.
Okay.
That's a first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as panic-stricken right now.
So.
Oh, I wanted to buy a thing.
Okay, what did you want to buy?
The length of wood. I have these cool wood carver's tools, and I haven't used them.
Okay, sure, you can find a length of wood very easily. Orion will kind of greet you. Oh, hello again! Yes, I believe I can get you something to drink, some breakfast. How's that sound? Morning to you all. I see that you managed to hold your drinks pretty well. Of course, a little ale in the morning also helps you recover. Though if it's more your cup of tea, I do have some local tea.
I'll have tea.
No drinks for me.
I'll have some tea, please.
What were you having, Goblin, sir?
I'll have some ale.
Okay. So an ale for Kazarin, some tea for Wintress, some tea for Claude, nothing for Maxwell, and what does Carrion want, if anything?
Ale.
Ale for Carrion.
Oh my.
Early morning drinking.
And smoking, probably.
Absolutely.
So what he'll put together is, for the 5 of you, which he'll have you set up at like one of the small tables in there, he's going to bring out actually like almost like shared plates. So each of you will get this bowl of like a like a kind of breakfast porridge, somewhere in between porridge and oatmeal, I would call it. And then there's a kind of center spread where there's like it looks like some kind of honey, some kind of syrup, a number of breads, some cheeses, some smoked meats, little pastries. So there's like this kind of like big plate in the middle that's just kind of, it's like one of those like circular spinning kind of plates, so it can kind of be spun around a little bit, that he kind of sets up.
A lazy Susan?
Yeah, lazy Susan. Sure, we'll call it that. It is effectively a lazy Susan, but I think it was a little different. Whatever.
Okay, it's a lazy Samantha.
That's not fantasy enough. We need some fantasy name for it.
Lackadaisical salmonella.
Lackadaisical salmonella.
Sure. So you're enjoying your breakfast on the lackadaisical salmonella.
I don't think you want salmonella near your food.
No!
None of you know about salmonella. Why would you know?
It's true. It probably isn't like a big worry.
It probably wouldn't affect me that much, so...
And like even if you knew about the bacteria, it'd probably be called something else, completely different.
Salmonella is an elf name.
It sounds like one. Goddamn elves.
Salvador Manella was a great adventurer.
Salmonella. Right.
Sam in Ella.
So
Sam
is the
in
first name-
Ella?
Sam and Ella.
I was gonna say, is the first name Sam and the last name's Inella?
First name is Salmon.
Oh no, Sam does not need to be in Ella.
Whoa.
Maybe that's where like Sam likes to be.
Sam is enjoying his sexy time in Ella.
Wait, wow, you don't go there, Tandis.
You had me lose my mind long ago. The lot of you. Live with it. You already had me lose my mind this session. Anyway.
There wasn't
Meteor
much to
shawarma?
begin with.
Look, when I went to Meteor Shawarma, you knew things were bad.
At least it's not a mountain camel.
Next thing you know, it's going to be a mountain camel. Just you wait. It'll be a carnivorous camel that lives on mountains. Live with it.
Is the mountain a jungle biome?
Sure, it's a jungle biome on... Well, actually, I think it was. It was a mountains above a jungle with a camel on it that was on the mountains, not a llama, an actual camel, that ate meat. I don't know why it
What is wrong
existed.
with you, Tantus?
Look, this story was added into a random monster chart I did for a one-shot I did with some people that they had me put together at 5 in the morning when I had never slept. So I just looked in the monster manual, chose random creatures, and then as soon as I rolled them for them to fight a random encounter, I'm like, that's the story behind it. I'm like, you're fighting 2 camels. They're like, 2 camels? But we're up on a mountain. Mountain camel! They're carnivorous!
Sure.
I have bags underneath my eyes.
Did the mountain camels give you the bags?
They
Yeah.
should. They should.
Are they Versace?
The jungle moose.
Is our patron arrived yet?
Yes, Nim will arrive.
So it's taking a sweet time getting here.
You got stuck on the road with some mountain camels.
No. Oh god, my cough is not going away, and I keep trying to drink, and I'm gonna run out of drink before the first break. Anyway. God. So, Nim will arrive with a small flourish and be like, ah, yes, excellent. Good to see you all. Oh, breakfast! Excellent! He'll just, like, take some stuff from your spread. Now, granted, it's like a group spread, but he'll just kind of grab stuff from in front of people and, like, kind of muscle his way in and be like, well, there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is we can talk to him at the academy. The bad news is we'll probably have to first meet with him at his business. He's actually, in fact, finishing up some business at his company, and heading to the academy in the afternoon. Now, when I communicated with him, he wished to meet with us slightly before he heads to the academy, but since what we're talking about does pertain to the academy, he's going to effectively escort us to his office there before he gets down to business there. He has some classes to teach in the evening.
Did you bring anything to trade in case Lee wants something?
Oh yes, yes. I've figured out some arrangements that should help.
Good. Have you tried the
I'm
cup
excited
game,
to
by
meet
the
you.
way?
Oh yes. When was that? I think 3. It was quite a while ago when I previously visited.
Try it again. See if you could do it.
This time of day? No, that's an evening gentleman's game.
Not I actually don't think you can do it.
You are a gentleman.
Who's to say you can't be a gentleman at every time?
He's just gonna actually take what he's gonna take the pit out of one of his fruit, and he's just actually gonna toss it, and you see it will bounce and hit the cup from where you're sitting on the table.
What a god.
Alright. Really good.
Anyway.
Nice shot.
Oh, thank you. So this is surprisingly good. I wonder what kind of berries are you using in this?
Wrath.
I cough and say, good berries.
What's wrong with the berries? I can make good berries.
As long as they're
Are
not
they
bad
better
berries.
I think
Or
I could
worse
make them
berries.
bad berries if I wanted to.
What
Just
about
shove them
sad
down your throat? Eh?
Can you make sad berries?
I'm always sad.
Oh. I pat Wintress on the back.
Don't touch me, you sack of bones.
Take my hand back, and I put it around Claude's shoulder, like, yeah.
Never know when a dog needs a treat meal, do you?
I do the collar thing. Just like pull it.
Why do you have a knife?
I always have a knife.
Anyway.
Why don't you have a knife?
Nim will finish up some breakfast and be like, well, we could get we could hang out for a while longer. We only have a little bit of time before we should probably head for the company. It might be more polite to wait in the offices for when our meeting is, just be a little early, but we don't need to, especially if you have anything else to grab before we're off on adventures.
I have all I need on me.
I'm pretty ready to roll.
I think I would like to buy some health potions before anything, just in case.
Wow.
I want to be prepared.
We should probably stick together then. We can all swing by one of the, either an alchemical store or a general store. Should have a few. I'm sure we could find one.
That's it.
So you'll head to a local general store. It'll have a couple of, potions in there. How many were you looking to purchase?
Well, let's see. They're what? 30, 50 apiece?
I believe they are 50. Oh, my book is not up here right
I
now.
believe there are 50, which means with the group fund, we could afford one.
Oh God. Man,
Wait, what are you buying?
Healing potion.
Oh, my God. Dude, I've been trying to buy those for like 3 months now.
They are not cheap.
How much
I
does it even
feel
heal?
Yeah, I'm curious.
The common one heals 2d4 plus 2.
That
And
sucks.
it's good for emergencies. That's what the point of a healing potion
Like if
normally
the
is.
healer goes down.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but we have me, Wintress, and Catherine had like a healing thing on your shield turret, right?
I have the shield turret and I also have cure wounds.
Okay. I don't know. I think we're okay for healing, TBH.
Yeah, I guess so.
Unless we get like a huge discount, but Lord knows I've tried.
The words huge and discount do not usually apply to most merchants, especially when you're in the country of merchants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure they are 50 each. So we could afford one emergency potion.
God. Is there like a lottery we can play somewhere? Sheesh.
I honestly don't think it's going to be necessary at the moment. If all three of our people who can heal go down, I think we're in a bad situation to
Yeah,
begin
then
with.
something worse is going on.
Anyway, so, after stopping by the general store, you will be led to the Vance Merchant Family's company, the Vance Shipping and Jesus, that cough.
And death.
Oh God. Vance Shipping and Importing. It's a fairly large building. The core of the building is within the upper district, the one I talked about, where the big merchant families have their businesses, their homes, and of course the Board of Merchants meets. This building here is a 5-story building, so it is large. It is a very finely done wooden building with kind of like a large plate showing off probably what is the company symbol with the words Vance Shipping and Importing on the front. You can see on the bottom floor they have very nice glass windows that lead into there and doors that have like the top parts painted with glass, a set of double doors with kinds of like etchings in the glass to make it look extra expensive. one of the doors is in fact open, of the two doors, and there are a number of people kind of going in and out of the building, kind of like taking their turns here and there. There'll be like a lot of foot traffic coming in and out. There will be points in time where you could slip in yourselves, in which Nim will slip in when he sees an opportunity and kind of allow the rest of you to follow then. You'll find yourselves beyond there in a kind of large entry room. God. You can see that there's a number of doors leading out of here. There's actually a second floor with a kind of staircase kind of leading up to it. There's a kind of main kind of desk area where there is about 4 women that seem to be talking to various people. A number of seats to either side with people sitting around, seemingly waiting for meetings and such. And then you can see that there's people that are coming in and seemingly checking in and then moving out to where their various locations. Nim will kind of be like, will go turn to all of you and be like, take a seat. I'll go and let them know we've arrived.
I'll take a seat.
I'm
too
gonna
take a
the
seat.
seat, but in the middle seat.
Ooh.
So you're gonna kind of like sit separately from everybody? There's like...
I'm sitting in the middle of everybody.
Okay, you're sitting in the middle of everybody. Okay, so like, most of you take up one of these kind of benches. The benches are probably, can probably get like 6, 7 folks on them. So you guys are pretty well squeezed in there. But fortunately, Kazaran's small, so it allows for extra space for people. The seat you're sitting at, like, soon after you all sit down, kind of just sitting down at the other end is going to be a, this, like, bird man, who's going to kind of be, like, tapping his foot on the floor, like he's very impatient. And, after a little while, Nim will come over and be like, he will be informed. He's in a few meetings right now. We'll just have to wait here, and then we'll be led up to the proper location.
Nim,
Yes.
you always sound confused.
Do I? That seems like a strange thing to say.
That's just a comment on you, that's all. I know you're not confused, it's just you always sound confused.
I'm assuming will probably be his last meeting, if he's going to be escorting us.
Yes, I believe we are the last meeting he has for the day. That's why we'll have to wait around a little bit. Nim will take out a small book and just start reading. What are the rest of you doing while you're sitting around in a waiting room?
Probably wouldn't be considered polite to start carving this new wood block I have, would it?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably
Leaving
not.
wood shavings all over the ground.
You're a goblin. Why do you care?
That's a fair... Well, that is a fair point. I'm also smart enough to understand...
He's a smart goblin.
Yeah.
He's a smart
That doesn't
Big
mean social cues.
That's
Meaning.
true. I have
Just
a
means you
shit
know
ton. I probably wouldn't start carving. No, I probably would. Yeah, I'd probably carve a little bit. But it's less like actual wood shavings and more like etching. So it's less
Okay.
full of litter.
I'm a quietly converse with my best pal, carrying the demon spawn.
I'm just going to listen around and just see what might be going on.
Okay.
Pick any interesting tidbits up.
What's goodbye?
What do you think of Mr. Nim, ma'am?
I think he's both crazy and likely to get us killed.
Gonna point at Nim, who's like probably like right next to us, and be like,
He is literally right next to you.
Thumbs
So he's not really seemingly paying attention.
And?
He's seemingly not paying attention, but,
I like him. He's cool. Not as cool as you though. But you're always hot. So I don't know how that works.
It's the demon blood. Remember? We are over this. It's demon blood.
Like I swear
That's why I'm always
some
hot.
days I could like roast meat over your flesh.
That's the demon blood.
Why do you get upset when I catch towns on fire?
Because I don't actually set things on fire. That's not my prerogative, that's yours. And the last
don't
time you did that,
mean
we got kicked out of the town.
I don't mean to.
I understand that. I've done that.
Because we're
Probably done it. You probably blew up a city. What are you talking about?
It was not a city. It was a small group of huts.
Huts?
you still blow up things.
You blew up someone's hut?
7.
Care to tell us the story behind that?
Alright.
He blew it up.
So-
What's there to tell?
This was my home place, my original clan of goblins that I was with. I started tinkering when I was young. Then I got more into it as I got older, and it got to the point where I accidentally set off a series of small explosions that burned down 7 huts. And I was exiled.
Oh my. Seems you have quite the dangerous hobby.
I'm better now than I was back then.
Okay, so
Suppose
there's
everyone has
7
to
people in
start
this
somewhere.
group now. Don't blow up our huts.
Yeah, I haven't blown up a hut
They're
in
set.
days.
I don't want a repeat of the 7 huts.
I don't have a hut.
I have
We
not.
could have a
Mine
hut
would-
eventually.
And we could have had one if I got the spell.
Look, I haven't burned down any buildings in years. It's not going to be an issue. Well, I haven't accidentally burned down a building.
Nim, have you blew up a building?
Wait, exploding a building? With fire? No.
With anything else?
I believe one time lightning bolt did hit a building, and it probably was involved with me. I don't know if it would count as exploding, but it was certainly damaged.
Then I'll give you props for that. Sounds interesting.
Lightning is cool. Very cool.
I thought you were going to say you were rocking the Casbah too hard.
Well, I am, though it's hard to notice with my countenance, I am in fact a master of druidic arts. It's one of those things that I learned back in my old days in Lanois. A lot of shamans and druids are amongst my people often, and well, that's where I started it. And since my leaving of Lanois, I've perfected it more. Calling down a storm is not an easy feat, but possible, and of course lightning could accompany it.
Oh, Nim, there's been something I've been meaning to ask you that I don't think I've done before.
Yes.
You're very well experienced in the art of magic, correct?
Yes, I would say I've got some experience with it.
Are you able to teach any of us some magic spells?
Unfortunately, I believe I would be unable to unless you would start down a different path than you already have.
I see.
It's as I was saying, there are druids and shamans. Druids and shamans both learn types of magic, as do some of the other people of my people. But these types of magic are quite intrinsically different in the ways that they are used. I could educate you on my type of magic, but then you would be learning that instead of the types of magic that you already have learned yourselves.
That's a fair point. What's the most powerful spell that you can do?
I'm not sure. Power is something that we of those that learned the druidic crafts don't tend to look to normally. A lot of the spells I use are less direct attack and more manipulation kind of spells. Things like
I feel you
nature
there,
and weather
Mr.
and
Nim.
such.
I feel you there.
Yes, I believe your vocation is similar to that of some of the elven rangers I've known before. learning a little bit of the nature of the world, and then learning to be a hunter, yes?
Yeah, since our tribes are nomadic, we tend to pick up these sort of things.
Again, I believe it's similar, but not quite the same.
True.
Each tribe on this world and each civilization learns things slightly differently, and certain ones, of course, you can find similarities between them. In the various places where shamans and druids show up, their magics tend to have similar veins to them, granted oftentimes pertaining to the land that they are in. Druids, particularly for forest regions. Shamans, of course, can be of any region, and then they tend to draw on the local mana sources. A shaman from the garden would often learn
of the
some various types of fire magics and things like that, while on the other hand, a shaman of the swamps of, let's say, Orborg would probably learn things related to black mana. We each channel the manas that we learned. I myself, I'm particularly good at manipulating green mana, of course. The mana that is related to the forests, such as Lanoir and nature itself.
What can you do to affect nature? Like, do you just, like, can you make a tree come to life? Or I'm completely ignorant on this school of mana. I'm more focused on the black form of mana.
Yes. You probably, with your nature as a word singer, practice more black and blue mana. A little bit of illusion, a little bit of going into the dark arts, just to find yourself in a very interesting location. Something similar to, akin to illusionists often do, but with your own twist. I understand, but there are plenty of things I can do. I can cause plants to grow. I could grow a tree somewhere. As I said, given enough time and effort, I could probably create a change in the weather. Probably not a major one. I wouldn't want to create a major one. It is danger in altering the weather.
Neat.
Carrie, let's go freeze the planet.
You realize how much I hate the cold.
We don't need an
Yes,
ice.
it's a prank against you.
What about the rest of us
Why would I-
involved, Wintress?
Goodberry, why would I help in a prank against myself?
Because you wouldn't know.
You just told me what we're going to do.
You wouldn't believe that I would actually do that, so you know.
Oh, I absolutely believe you.
It does seem quite believable that you would do many of those things.
Why are you bullying me, Nim?
Look, I have only known you for perhaps a couple of, like, month now? Like a month now. And from that time period, I have learned that you are not one for... you do what you do very well. And it is to be expected.
What do you think of the rest of us?
Magic very well. I kill very well. I don't do anything else very well.
Oh.
Well, your skills are indeed quite well.
You're so sweet, Nim.
You and Carrion are an interesting pair. Carrion being seemingly, I would say, not to be insulting to you, Wintress, but the seeming brains of your operation, as she seems to lead by her brains. The pursuit of knowledge that seems to draw her into her paths. And
He called you brainless.
I am not very smart, I can admit to that. That's why I have Carrie.
Of course, Kazaran, you are always very interesting in your tinkering. I haven't met an artificer of your particular skill in some time. It's been a while since I've known many artificers. Personally, a lot of my work across Dominaria does not take me to places. The excavations of Shiv and such and some of the other places where old excavations have been found with ancient artifacts.
It's an unusual area of study, I will admit. But it's an interesting one and an exciting one.
That's quite true. I will agree that the idea of the artifacts and looking back in the old times, and of course, any artifact from Thran or from perhaps the Brothers' War, the Antiquities War, has very interesting results in being brought back to life. I mean, we always still have to worry about going too deep. I'm sure you are aware of what ended the last great Artifice War. The blast which destroyed... roll history.
Yeah.
Oh.
My brother's the ones with the scrolls, not me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you know that a powerful artifact was used, and it obliterated the entire continent of Argoth. It was what caused the Ice Age.
Yeah, we don't need another one of those.
Yeah, that was effectively 63 AR, and you are officially like, I think we said like
400 something.
4,000.
4,000.
Yeah, you're like 4,500, like 61, 62, I think I said. Yeah, and so this was like...
We don't even know what year it is.
I had to remember what I told you guys. I actually didn't write down which year it was. I think I just had it 4,562. But yeah, so...
Ignore the fact that Lurchus just threatened to bring on a new Ice Age.
As a prank.
That's right. It wouldn't last very long.
Good prank.
Good meme.
It was,
people remember it because it was nearly 3,000 years of ice. And after that, we've rebuilt. Of course, we've had many events, which are bad. The Phyrexians, the problems on Otaria.
There was the time loop.
The time rifts, yes. Where time and space were being torn apart. That was just such a pleasant thing to occur. So, you know...
All these bad things seem to happen in a very short amount of time.
Well, look, it's 300 years of problems, and we're working on the mend.
Yeah.
Until the next
What if
one.
there's a new problem? What are we going to do then?
Hit it.
Well,
Hit it.
I'm sure it will be solved by the various forces that have solved it. I mean, the Phyrexian invasion was eventually ended by the help of legendary heroes of the Weatherlight crew, destroying the Shadow Cloud of Phyrexia. The problems on Otaria were apparently taken care of by a great hero. He managed to finish off everything. Kamal? I don't know if you've heard of his name, but it was said that it was his work that stopped a living god from being born on Otaria. There were some problems with the entire mana of the entire plane after that for a while. Then, of course, the Temporal Crisis, where rifts, apparently, when a seemingly living god and an invasion from another plane happen on your world, it causes problems. And then, it is said that a number of the powerful beings that have protected over our people, powerful mages and spellcasters, some of them gave their lives in order for that to be ended.
I want to be a great hero one day.
It's possible. There are many great heroes out there.
Thank you for believing in me.
So if
Only
you're gonna be
Carrie
a
believes
great
in me,
hero-
and she barely does.
Any of us can become a hero in the right light. It's just a matter of pushing forward and believing in the right things and doing the right actions.
You say that there
Kaz
aren't
is
many
already the
goblins here.
hero for me. Kaz is my hero.
Oh, thank you. I'm probably the first goblin hero. Not many.
Ah, in fact, there is one other goblin hero, and I believe he's
Why?
still alive somewhere on Shiv. You might have heard of him. Squee.
What a name!
Squee was
It's a
in
goblin name. Leave him
If
alone.
you don't know about
Squee is awesome.
Squee is awesome. If you're unaware, I'm sure some of you haven't heard of him. Squee was in fact the cabin hand on the skyship Weatherlight, and he helped stop the parts of the Phyrexian invasion. He was captured, unfortunately, and experimented on, and some say he gained immortality as part of that. The experiments.
We should go to Shiv and find them.
Yes.
You left Shiv because you didn't like Shiv.
No, I left Shiv because my clan kicked me out and I didn't want to hang around in Volcanic Cave.
Look,
So I started
let me
repairing
put it
Shiv.
this way. They put out a card for him in the latest Dominaria set, and his quote is, "You gotta be pretty smart to live as long as me, but not being able to die helps."
Or, I got a better
Brilliant,
one.
actually.
Some goblins are expendable. Some goblins are some impossible to get rid of. But he's both at the same time.
Yeah.
I like him.
Because he not only has immortality like I can live forever, he's also virtually invulnerable. So
You can't blow him up.
you can't blow him up.
The only like goblin that Kaz could like hang around with for more than a few minutes.
Either that or you could take that as a challenge
is-
to try to blow him up.
He was born. He's literally over 300 years old, so he's probably the oldest goblin, and he claims to be the wisest. Is he? Maybe not. Even being that old, he is still a goblin.
Well, he's the wisest goblin.
Yeah, he'd probably be as smart as you, Kaz.
Is he a planeswalker?
No, he is not a planeswalker.
Shocking.
How would be
No, he's just
the
Squee.
goblin planeswalker?
Uh-huh. I think there might be a goblin planeswalker. I don't remember.
What?
There are a couple unusual races in planeswalkers too.
Sorry. Break to find out if there's a goblin planeswalker.
There is in fact a goblin planeswalker.
Wayne's Walker?
Planeswalker. Duretti the Scrap Savant.
The scraps of ant.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up.
Scraps of ant.
He's an artificer. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. He's a master artificer skilled in finding treasure where others only see trash, inquisition, and discovery pervading his scientific efforts. Uh-huh.
Alright. I dig it.
Yep. So there can be goblin planeswalkers. It's just rare.
Excellent.
It's like anything that's intelligent could technically be a planeswalker, but oh, I forgot. He's got like a freaking like Professor X wheelchair.
Dang.
That's rad as hell.
Except it's got like some spider legs in the front and then like giant metal cog wheels.
That's making it better.
Freaking Squee, man.
Well, this is Duretti, but Squee is just Squee, and he's wonderful.
That's pretty sweet.
But anyway, why don't we, at this point in time, take our break, because then I can get water, and this is actually, like, a good time to take a break. So,
Say no more.
you can water, bathroom, snack, go ahead and do it, and we'll be back in a little bit.
Go enjoy your meteor shawarma.
Exactly.
Media trauma.
Alright, be back, folks.